for our Fight Club for Women book club, and we are reading Fish Sticks together. So for any of you that are joining us at every Friday at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are doing our book club from start to finish. This is a quick, easy read, only a little bit over 100 pages. And this book, Fish Sticks, is actually the piggyback off of the original book, Fish, based on the Pike Place Fish Market out in Seattle, Washington. However, I don't physically have my book to show you. I can post a picture below, but hopefully you went out there and got the book. I've got my Perrier water. I just got done from a walk and a run, and I am ready to get going. So if you are joining us and you have been reading, or you downloaded the audio, which I just realized last night you can download the audio because I left my book at my office, then go ahead and comment below. Let us know that you're participating in this, and we'll give about another 60 seconds for all of you to log on. Good morning, happy Friday. It's always a good day when it's a Friday, right? It's beautiful here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's actually really humid this morning, but it rained overnight, and it's a beautiful day outside today. So if you're here joining us for our Fight Club for Women book club, we are discussing the book Fish Sticks, and Fish Sticks is a piggyback off of the original book Fish by Stephen London, and we're going to talk about that in just a quick second. So let us know if you're here, log on, throw me some hearts, give me some thumbs up, and ladies, let me know that you're here today. I'll give just a few more seconds. Okay, Laura Cummings is here. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Lisa Mitchell-White. Okay, ladies, so let's start with our our recap on our book club today. So we are doing our Fight Club for Women book club. We started off initially in this book club with the first book, Fish. And the Fish book was created out of the story in Seattle, Washington, about the Pike Place Fish Market. And if none of you have ever read that book before, please go get it. It's only 107 pages. It's called Fish. The philosophy of fish is used all around the world, and the reason is because working in a fish place and a fish environment is not fun. It's dirty, it's stinky. They have to be there at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to start working, and they're throwing nasty fish across. Anyway, the Pike Place Fish Market has been evaluated, and out of that came the fish philosophy, because they realized that they have 4 ingredients, 4 components that they were implementing at the Pike Place Fish Market that made their job work. And one of those ingredients is to choose your attitude. So we want to use that in every facet of our life. We want to choose our attitude and have a positive attitude. You know, your attitude determines your altitude, and you can either be positive or negative, and it is a choice. So first ingredient for the fish philosophy is choose your attitude, and the second ingredient is make their day. And that means make others' day. Do something, go out of your way, do something to make someone else's day special. They will always remember how you made them feel, so make others' day. If it's a compliment, if it's physically doing something, just do something. Good morning, Teresa. The third component is be present. And I think today, in today's age, especially with technology, that is more prevalent than anything out of all the ingredients, because how often are we truly 100% present in the moment with people that we're with? And boy, this has a lot to do with our relationships, the quality of our relationships, and also in the workplace. Good morning, Roseanne. And then the fourth ingredient of the fish philosophy is have fun, play. You know what? Put a smile on your face. Enjoy what you're doing, even if you hate what you're doing. Find something fun and play with it. So this fish philosophy rolled into the second book now, which we're discussing and reading. We're on our second week, and it's Fish Sticks. So the philosophy here is that once you learn the fish philosophy of those 4 ingredients that I just discussed, you have to make them stick. They have to stay. They have to adhere, okay? You have to make sure that you're continuing to do what it is that you learn to do so that it's staying. Now, here's the thing. If you learn those 4 ingredients, choose your attitude, make others' day, be present, and have fun and play. If you learn those, but you don't implement them, it's kind of like that creating a new habit. If you don't do it 21 days, it's not gonna stick. You have to continuously do something so that you have an opportunity to learn it and adapt it to your lifestyle and implement it. So in Fish Sticks, anyway, In Fish Sticks, this book that we're reading now, there's a woman by the name of Rhonda, and Rhonda has recently taken over a new position at the hospital. She's been promoted into management, and she is starting, her new role in hospital administration. She's still a nurse, and she has a woman, Madeline, who was the nurse prior to her, who recently adopted the fish philosophy in the hospital on the 6th floor. And when Madeline, the previous nurse manager, adopted this fish philosophy, everything changed in the hospital. The patients were changing, the hospital administration was changing, the nurses were changing. They were all fishing because they were choosing their attitude. They were being present in the moment. They were having fun, and they were making others' day. Well, when Madeline moved on and Rhonda took over with this new hospital administration position, she found it very challenging, very exciting. But at the same time, she started to see the fish philosophy diminish. And she said, gosh, what's going on? The attitude is like it was before. And she was really struggling with that. So she reached out to a friend of hers. Her friend is Margot, and Margot works for a bank, and Margot had been a part of kind of like a mastermind, Ladies Mind Fit Masters Alliance. She'd been a part of a mastermind group where she was partnered up with another woman by the name of Ishi, and Ishi owns Takara 2, which is a sushi restaurant in downtown New York City. So Margot was partnered up with Ishi, kind of like Roseanne and I were partnered up with each other as accountability partners in a mastermind group. Anyway, side note, they were partnered up together, and they learned how to challenge one another in their businesses. Ishi owned a sushi restaurant. Margot worked in banking. So how in the world could what each one and the other one does help one another? Well, you're still running business. You're still working with people. You still need to change your environment. And what they found when they worked in this mastermind together is they weren't doing the fish philosophy. They were actually learning different things that Ishi helped Margot with. And one thing that Ishi was really steadfast on is you need to create vision moments, is what Ishi calls it in the book. Vision moments. You need to create opportunities where there is vision, and there's specific moments all throughout the day or your week or your month or anything that you're doing in your business. So Margot reached out to Rhonda, the nurse manager, who was struggling with this new fish philosophy sticking, okay, and said, let's go over here to Ishi's sushi restaurant. I want you to experience what her environment is like. And Rhonda's like, okay, this is great, but I don't know what this has to do with me. And she has an amazing experience. She's standing in line outside in the bitter cold, and people are waiting for hours. Like, this restaurant is so popular that all across the country, people will wait for hours for food. Like, who does that? You obviously wait for hours for food if it's a really good place. If it's a good experience, if it's got great food. So here's the thing. They're standing in line. They're waiting at the restaurant. It's super cold. The waiter comes up. He gets information from them. He gets their name, gives them a small snack, seats them at the table. He overhears a conversation where Rhonda and Margot are talking, and Rhonda just so happens to say, this is a great restaurant. I'm sure that the sushi is wonderful, but boy, could I go for some Southern home-cooked food right now and a Diet Dr. Pepper. Well, the waiter overhears that conversation, and he ends up bringing her back a Diet Dr. Pepper, and she is floored. Okay, now think about the fish philosophy for a minute. He's making her day, right? She's floored that he's serving her Diet Dr. Pepper because there is no Diet Dr. Pepper on the menu. And he makes a point to say, well, I just kind of ran down to the local deli and got it for you and brought it back. Wow. That's really making someone's day, right? Well, then Margot went to read the menu, and she couldn't read the menu, and the waiter ends up coming back because she couldn't read the menu and serves a tray with reading glasses. A tray with reading glasses at a sushi restaurant. Come on, okay? And she's like, oh my God, obviously I get to use one of these reading glasses so that I can go ahead and read this menu. Talk again about making her day and creating, ladies, a vision moment, okay? And they were having fun at the restaurant. You know, the people were laughing and they were smiling and they seemed to have a good attitude. So it seemed like the fish philosophy was being implemented at that restaurant. Although afterwards, Margot and Rhonda and Ishi got together and they talked. And Ishi was really wanting to get feedback from Rhonda. What did you think about the restaurant? What do you have to say? And of course, Rhonda says, wow, well, first of all, I'm blown away. You know, the guy stands in line. He's asking us questions. He remembers my name. He brings me over a Diet Dr. Pepper, for crying out loud. It's not even on your menu. The glasses, those glasses. I mean, who would think to have reading glasses for people that don't know how to read your menu? Talk about really going out of your way. And it was just a great experience for her. And Ishi said, you know what, I can probably help you with what Margot said you're struggling with at the hospital, you know, because the attitude is kind of dwindled, but anything new that you're going to do, you have to stick to. And you have to know that there's going to be ups and downs and roller coaster rides and things that you're going to go through. You're going to go through adversity. And it's normal. It's human for people to get complacent. As soon as they do something, it's so easy to get back to the way that you were doing it before because it's work, right? And so she said, I probably have some ideas that might be helpful for you. I'd love to work with you and help you and share some ideas with you. Why don't you just kind of take this whole experience in a nutshell and go home and let's talk and meet another time. So Rhonda leaves. She leaves her good friend Margot. She leaves this restaurant, and I love the fact that she goes home and she like takes all of this in, is getting so excited that she feverishly is taking notes of this whole experience that she had with her friend Margot and Ishi, and she's blowing up, right? You know, when your mind is like blowing up because you got so many ideas and your marbles are all over the place. She's blowing up with ideas because she's thinking, wow, I could really turn this around at the hospital. Everybody changed. Everybody had a positive attitude. Everybody was putting themselves all in and being present in the moment. Everybody was making others' day. Everybody was having fun and playing at work. But then all of a sudden, I'm starting to see things change at the hospital. Maybe this really could happen. Maybe it's not me, but maybe we could really turn this thing around. So she goes back into the hospital and she decides, I'm just going to start talking to people and having conversations because this is where it starts. We have to have conversations. And she ends up having a conversation with one of her staff members in the break room. And she approaches a difficult conversation. Hey, Mary. She approaches a difficult conversation and she says, you know what? You know, how do you think things are going here on the 6th floor at the hospital? How do you feel like we're doing with implementing this fish philosophy? And what do you think is going on? Do you see any changes? Do you see anything backsliding? And I can't remember the nurse's name, but the nurse said, yeah, you know, I kind of have. But you know what I've realized? I love what I do. I actually at a point was getting ready to get transferred to the ICU. I started applying at other hospitals. Hey, Paula! I started applying at other hospitals and I started getting job offers and I didn't want to leave because I love this workplace environment. I love working with the people here. But yeah, we kind of do need to do some changing, although not everybody gets it. Well, that got Rhonda's attention. Rhonda, remember, is the nurse manager, and she's sitting here in the break room, and she's actually strategically there in the break room because she's trying to get everybody coming in to get their coffee and wants to have a conversation with them so that she can really see where their heart is and where is their head in this work-life environment. And when she has this work-life environment conversation with her nurse, she realizes that this nurse is super excited about that fish philosophy, but realizing that it's not 100% sticking and everybody is not getting it. And when she asked that nurse, well, what do you mean some people are just not getting it? She brings up a valid point and says, we started this fish philosophy when Madeline, the previous manager, was here before. And when we started this fish philosophy, everybody got on board. You know, we all started wearing fish and we all started making others' day and we started being present with our patients, not having side conversations in front of a patient, which we shouldn't be doing. And we were loving our work and getting back to the reason we became a nurse here at the hospital anyway. But when new people came on board, like this individual nurse is talking about other people not getting it. When new people came on board, unfortunately what happened was those new people didn't get adopted into that philosophy. They got on board, but they didn't get on board. They didn't get invited into the fish world. They didn't get invited into what was going on. They got hired and they started doing what they were supposed to do, which is their job, but they weren't included. So it wasn't an all-inclusive, wow, let's bring you in, let's tell you about choose your attitude, let's tell you about make their day, let's tell you about being present, let's tell you about being in the moment and having fun. And so those people that were brought on board, those other new people or the people that just didn't get it, didn't really feel part of it. So Rhonda was like, okay, wow, would you do me a favor? Would you talk to this one individual and tell them what you're sharing with me? Because I think if you share it to this other nurse, I think they'll probably really get it. And this nurse said, well, you know what? I'll do that. You just tell me what you want me to say. I kind of need some guidance. And Rhonda said, okay, I want you to ask these questions. And I'll be honest with you right now, I don't remember what every single one of the questions are, but I want you to ask the nurse these questions. And it was basically, you know, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you a nurse? What kind of experience do you